What's happening, financial coaches? It's Pete here, founder of Expedition Money. And one of the questions that I got here, I'll paraphrase a little bit, is Pete, you've talked about presenting yourself as the expert and doing solo events, solo workshops, solo webinars. Have you ever done something jointly with someone, even though they might be an expert in their field, that would complement what you do as a financial coach? And the answer is yes. And I've probably talked about him before, but I have a friend, Sam, that I've actually networked for years with. He actually did my mortgage. He's a mortgage broker. He can broker mortgages from a variety of different companies, and he usually gets really good rates, and he explains the differences between the different types of mortgages. And he's just really good at his job. Probably been doing it, 25 years now, and been very successful at it. And one of the things that we've done a lot is exchange referrals. So he's been a great partner for building a business and sticking with the business. And we both have a similar attitude and a similar way of working with people. So when we do refer people to each other, the people that have liked working with me tend to like working with him and his personality, and vice versa. But one of the things that we have done is sometimes do joint presentations, and we try not to make them super long, like a 2-hour presentation. People just don't want to sit through that. But if you do have a presentation about first-time home buying, or how to get a mortgage, or how much money do you really need down, right? These are very specific topics that a lot of people latch onto because they're trying to buy a home. I'll tell you what, if you are just trying to do general financial literacy or financial education workshops for people, they don't usually land a lot because a lot of people don't want to go to a presentation. It doesn't resonate when they say, oh, how do I get my financial life in order? They don't say, oh man, that's going to be for me, or how do I start adulting? Some of these things are a little more vague, a little more nebulous. And sometimes the specific topics do the best. I would say in most cases, the specific topics do the best. So we sometimes will do those where we're saying, hey, here are the 5 mistakes that you make as a new homeowner. Here's what you need to know about a down payment and credit score. And so we'll talk about those things. Now, Sam does not have time to work with people to get their credit score up. So if someone's sitting in there and he says, listen, for this particular mortgage arrangement, you can put down only 2% or 1% or 0%, but you need to have a credit score of 630 or higher, or 650 or higher, or whatever it might be. Some people might be sitting there with 590 and saying, listen, that's the program I need because I don't have that down payment. I can put 1% down. I can't do 20% down. I can do 2%, but I need a credit score to get up. And so how do I do that? And that's where I come in. I say, listen, so some of you might be saying, hey, how do I get my credit score into a place where I can get that loan? And so that's where I come in. And I just talk about, hey, we've got lots of strategies to get people over the hump, to get you into a home, to get you qualified for the mortgage. It may take a few months. It might take 30 days. It might take a year, depending on where you're at. But what I can do is I can sit down with you and just take a look at what you've got and then give you some idea of what we can do and how long it might take to expect results from that. That's been one of the ways that it's been really helpful for us to partner up and do those presentations. Now, what I would say is that sometimes people are like, do we want to do a back and forth that you'll talk about something and I'll talk about something? In my opinion, the way that has been most successful for me is that if we're talking about mortgages and hey, the 3 programs that are available so that you can buy a house with less than 2% down, I just let him do that work. It does not have to be equal. There does not have to be parity between us in how much we talk or present during this. So I would tell you what, if the presentation is going to be an hour, usually Sam will have 45, 50 minutes of that. I usually don't need a lot of time. What I just need is to help people figure out exactly in their mind when they see some of the information he's presenting and saying, hey, there's a delta, there's a gap between where I'm at and where he needs me to be, and how can I close that gap? And if I can talk to you about how I can help you close that gap, not necessarily all the strategies yet, but just tell you that I'm the person that can help maybe get you over that hump, get you over that hurdle to get that home, then we're going to have that conversation later. So again, what I really suggest is that you focus on delivering the content that you have promised in the title. And usually the expert on that will talk most of the time, but I'm happy to be there and just talk for 5, 10 minutes, maybe answer some questions at the end, and then get some of those leads to discuss later. But that's how I have had really good success working with people in cases where I do a workshop jointly. So hopefully that helps. I'll see you later.